I'm now going to take you through disorders of respiration. So there are many factors that could cause respiratory disorder. Some of those could be smoke inhalation, asthma, hypoxia and choking, which is one of the main causes and very distressful for the casualty. So I'm going to take you through choking now. If somebody has a mild airway obstruction, they're likely to look quite panicked. They may be able to cough and speak, but that may be difficult, and they may be clutching at their throat to indicate that they're choking. If somebody has a more severe airway obstruction, speaking will be very difficult and probably will not be able to speak at all, and their coughing may become ineffective. They may start to show signs of cyanosis, so blueness at the lips, where there's a lack of oxygen being able to get into the airway and into the lungs. So if you have a mild airway obstruction, all we're going to do is encourage coughing. First, we're going to check that they are choking initially, just to make sure there's nothing else going on. If they confirm that they're choking, just keep encouraging coughing. If that coughing becomes ineffective, we would then take physical action. So I'm going to demonstrate that on my colleague. So you need to stand to the side of your casualty and place your arm across their chest and support on the shoulder. And I'm just going to push him forward slightly. I'm then going to use my hand to do a back blow in the middle of the shoulder blades. Does it come out? No. I'm going to check after each one. Still hasn't come out. So I've done 5 back blows, checking after each one, and it's not been successful. So I'm now going to try something else, which is called abdominal thrusts. So I need to come behind my casualty. I need to find where the belly button is and the bottom of the breastbone and come in between the two. I'm going to make a fist, bring the other hand over. I'm going to lean the casualty over, and I'm going to come in and up into the diaphragm in one action. I'm going to check to see if it's come out. I'm going to try again. Nope. It still hasn't come out. We class that as one cycle, so up to 5 back blows and 5 abdominal thrusts is one cycle. At that point, I'm going to ask somebody to call an ambulance and I'm going to repeat the cycle. So I'd come back and deliver up to 5 back blows, checking after each one. If that wasn't successful, back to the abdominal thrust, checking after each one. Now, the casualty is probably not going to last much more than 2 cycles. If they do, then we're just going to continue that process. But the likelihood is they will probably start to fall to the ground. They may get weaker and already be kneeling on the ground. So we can just try and continue that process at floor level. If they do start to fall, we can try and protect their fall, especially their head, but don't take the weight. We don't want to injure ourselves because then that could prevent us from helping them further. But just try and cushion their fall if we can and protect the head. Once they have collapsed to the floor and they're unresponsive, we know that they're not breathing because they've not been able to get any oxygen in. We would just go straight into CPR. So for an adult casualty, that would consist of 30 compressions, followed by 2 rescue breaths. Before you do the 2 rescue breaths, you just need to check inside the mouth to see if anything has come up, and you can remove that with your finger and then continue with the chest compressions. And you'll do the check every time before those 2 rescue breaths. Something else you need to note when dealing with a choking casualty, if you have been successful in achieving getting the object removed from the casualty's airway, then they would still need to go to hospital if you've done abdominal thrusts, just because of any internal damage that we may have done from that force. So make sure that they go to hospital if an ambulance isn't already on its way.